So, hi guys, welcome to the second episode of The Voice of Arm Wrestling with me, Coach Ray, and Janis Amolins. So, today we're going to talk about upcoming World Arm Wrestling Championship that's coming up in Turkey. Then we're going to analyze Devon Larratt, a little bit of his technique and some of his matches. We have a talk about arm wrestling rules, so we're going to discuss different set of rules and then some of your questions. So we are just starting up, so we still need to figure out like better cameras and better equipment for sound. So if sound is too low, please let us know in comment section so we can fix it a little bit. But yeah, we're gonna answer some of your questions in meantime as everything is going on. And let's start with World Championship in Turkey. So Janis, you've been to so many. When was your first World Championship?
That time it was divided in two World Federations. I don't know if everyone remembers that. There was a year 2006 or 2005 when both World Arm Wrestling Federations, World Arm Sport and World Arm Wrestling Federation started to do one
championship,
one World Championship for everyone. Yeah. Before it was separate. It was. Yeah, and even few countries went just to one side, few countries went just to other side.
Yeah.
But there were like countries who went to both, so it was strange. World Arm Sport Federation, World Arm Wrestling Federation. And first I competed in 2000 in Finland and Rovaniemi when it was
in 2000.
Year 2000.
So it's 18 years.
Yeah.
18 years.
Yeah, a few years ago.
That's just a little bit. So not everyone knows. This is my opinion. I think World Arm Wrestling Championship that WAF is creating, World Arm Wrestling Federation, is the best representation of all countries coming together and showing who is the strongest in which class. Because people are looking at WL and PAL and Zloty Tour and things like that, and they're thinking that this is the pinnacle of arm sport. But I think World Championship, just because it brings 1.5 thousand people.
Yeah, WAF World Arm Wrestling Championship. It's normally like more than 50 countries.
Yeah,
it's 1,500 athletes from all over the world. It's biggest arm wrestling event annually. What's happening?
Yeah, but I think the problem when everyone is looking at WF, they look at some competitions and big name guys are not coming there. So
they are.
Not always, but yeah. Sometimes there are. So there are doping tests, and sometimes athletes you try to believe they are clean. They will not. They know that there are doping tests. There are some cheaters who will compete, but mostly this is tested competition. And each class, I know sometimes I have competed with 40 people in one class.
Yes.
You will not see it anywhere, especially that high level.
Yeah,
like
some years ago.
10 guys from those 40 guys can win.
Yeah, it's possible that like previous year's champion are finishing in 15,
we saw this in
20.
European Championship when Daniel.
Yeah.
He finished in last with right arm.
Yeah, in 70 kilo class from
he's
Moldova.
world champion. So I think not everyone understands the level that is there. It's very hard. We have seen a lot of top guys that are from USA, from other countries, that people trying to put in top. They come to these competitions, they finish in not so good places. And one more thing, it's bringing everyone to the sport. So World Championship in World Championship, WF Championship brings everyone to the table. So there are classes for masters from 40 years up to, I don't know which is the oldest competitor there, juniors, 2 classes for junior, two age groups for juniors, and disabled. So it's bringing everyone to the sport. So everyone has a chance to become world champion.
Yeah, but still, those who I don't want to say someone don't deserve to be a world champion, but if we're talking about real world champion, it's open seniors. Class, it's senior, it's pro class. Yeah. It's like open for everyone. So those who are junior, youth, master, they still deserve, and they are still world champion. But it's the real world champion.
Yeah. This is what everyone wants to get. Everyone wants to be senior world champion. So in arm wrestling, those who again doesn't know, but open class that's from 21 up to 40 years. It's named senior.
In some countries it's quite strange because as senior you understand older people.
Yeah, but I still think so. I hope next week we will get lists of competitors so we can look at those lists and talk about who we think is going to win which class. But right now we want to go to next and look at Devon Larratt. Yeah, let's do it.
Some questions or maybe.
So I have sent some questions, and one question that I got was, how do you train speed for arm wrestling? So everyone who's watching us, there's a link in the description where you can find where you can send us questions, topics to talk about in next video, next episode. So what is the best way to train speed for arm wrestling?
Yeah, I had the same question. It's a very complex question, and if we understand speed in a sport, we can talk about overall speed, overall explosiveness, special speed or special explosiveness, what we need at arm wrestling, and we can divide it in part. So generally it's reaction time.
Yeah. How fast your body reacts.
It's reaction time, and it's possible to improve. Reaction time we can improve, we can train it. Of course there are some genetic limits, but we still can work on it, we can improve. Second thing is how fast your muscle contracts. So it's muscle time to fire up. Yeah. So in how long time it will reach maximum strength level. Yeah. Normally it's from 100 milliseconds till 200 milliseconds. And then it's actually genetics. It's genetics. You can't improve. If you have those good genetics and your muscle turn to 100% strength in 100 milliseconds, that's perfect. You are very explosive. Yeah. So
if it's slower, I think you should just get stronger.
Getting
stronger will make it
you
faster.
can compensate maybe with some other things, with reaction time a little bit, with some knowledge at table, with your intelligence, but you don't get this maximum muscle fire up in so short time. And third thing, what's really important at speed, it's also muscle coordination, or we will call it like muscle internal rotation. Yeah. So it's again.
So how fast everything is reacting together. So the chain, if you want to activate arms and chain.
And this neuromuscular, sensomotoric, how you feel, or all muscles which are necessary in your action.
Because people are doing like sometimes crazy workouts where they think like speed workout. They think this will do something for speed, and they're gonna do hits and everything. And hits will make your body a little bit better reaction. Body will understand that it needs to activate this chain if you're doing some kind of hits. If you're doing, I think, rubber resistance workouts, with rubber resistance, everyone thinks like they will give speed. But again, it's depending on you, on your genetics. If you're a slow guy, then you need to activate before start. Then you can train with those and have a better hit, have a better chance of going through the motion.
Yeah. If we talk again, we can separate those parts of training. If we think general explosiveness, everything, sprint running, box jumps, long jumps, it's overall explosiveness. If you are good at overall explosiveness, it's more possible
you can bring it to the table.
Yes, better at the table. Second, this special explosiveness or movement where we need, it's like back pressure or side pressure or wrist. It's possible to work on table, it's possible to work on a gym with some arm wrestling exercise. And third, this coordination, it's only table. It's how you put all those things together. So again, what I said before, with this experience, you can a little bit compensate if you don't have those super fast fibers or explosiveness in genetical level.
I think sometimes it helps, like Janis said, you should not think about everything like one thing, but separate things. Yeah. So if your reaction time is slow on go, just train for a go. We sometimes put it, we stand on table and someone is screaming go, and you react to it. So your body gets more, it's easier for it to react to the go, so it can attack. Yeah. So I think that works too. So the speed is complicated, and it's not like you can train it with one thing. You should work on everything. You should train with your reaction time to the go. You should train what you're going to do when the go starts. and getting stronger. I think getting stronger is
quite often people miss with some things, like they think only the fast one is who can flash. For me, flash, that's great, but much more important is to get in your favorite position.
Gaining advantage in position. It's not so important to finish your fight in just 1 second. But lose your wrist, and if someone catches you, you just gave up your wrist.
So for me, speed is in a maximum short time. Get in your best position.
That's a good one.
If you are pulling in a hook, so that's your start position. Get in a hook. If you're top roller, get in your position. And if you are able to win after that from this position,
it's good. It's just as good as a flash pin.
So if you are in your best position and you still lose,
you need to get stronger. You need to get stronger. So we have one question regarding this topic. Can you develop fast twitch ligament, tendons, and unsaid muscle by working out? I guess can you get more fast twitch fibers in your muscles? And
yes.
But it's a little percent. We can
no,
change
still we can change.
We can change
there are genetically built this slow
fast
and fast ones. So and there are some who are like between or middle. And with adequate training,
just doing
we can change them.
But I think it's really hard to change them right here. You can change them in legs easier or in chest, because arm wrestling is complicated. You cannot be fast at all of this. I don't think it's quite that possible, but building overall explosiveness will help a lot.
As well.
Help. So, let's get to Devon Larratt. So, I think this is the most popular arm wrestler in the world. Everyone knows Devon, everyone loves Devon just because of his fighting style. So, we're gonna go through some videos, and I will put video right here for you guys so you can see it. And so let's start with the first match on this video. This was World Championship.
You can stop a little,
Yeah.
It's from year 2000. It's Finland, Rovaniemi. It's first time when
You said the first World Championships for you.
It was
first World Championships.
It's also first time when I subbed Devon, and that time I didn't know him before, and he get third place. And in this video, he's pulling against Ibragimov from Russia, or originally from Dagestan. That time Ibrahim was super strong. He was left-handed. He was pulling great with right, but with left hand he was among top athletes in the world in any class. In his time, in his prime time, Ibrahim was super strong. So and still Devon was able to stop him at the end. And
already then you can show what was his strongest point was. So let's get to the
but he was still not so world recognized arm wrestler at that time, and probably when we really started to see world level arm wrestling from Devon was after 2005, 2006. That's when
the famous match versus Taras Sivakin. So you can tell us more about this match. So we're gonna look at this, and Janis was there.
It was Taras Sivakin from Ukraine and Devon Larratt. It was in Dubai. Super match organized by Igor Mazarenko. I was there as well. I pulled against Andy Barker. I won my super match 4-2, and I was actually in Taras' corner. A little bit smaller maybe. So so we can see. I was in Taras' corner, and in the first fight Taras did everything. He get Devon's hand, he get his wrist, he opened up his angles, works to his side, and I was so sure that he will win. And when Devon just stopped him, at the moment look aside at the crowd and push through. That was crazy. That was crazy.
I think this is one of the craziest matches. Like the position he's in, and he can hold them. And
before that fight, I know Taras Ivakin quite good. I had seen him before against John Brzenk in super match, a lot of votes in European Championship.
His top roll. Yeah, legendary.
Yeah. And then we, after first fight, after second fight, we were talking with Taras, and he was in shock what to do. And then we were saying focus more on side, more wrist, concentrate to more rotate his to supinate
him
more Devon's hand, and actually that worked.
Yeah,
that worked. But and also of course those first two fights, they ask a lot from a Devon.
Yeah. But that was one of the good matchups, one of the great matchups, and he had so many of these. Like, let's just watch a little bit of versus Michael Todd in Arm Wars, and Michael doing his thing, and
yeah. For those who have seen last match, Michael and Devon, what was the difference here? In all those fights, Devon was able to take Mike's wrist.
Yeah.
He was able to post. He was able to work from hand control. He was working here in the center, in a last one.
Yeah, and we saw that. Yeah, we saw that.
His wrist was.
He couldn't get in.
Yeah, his back pressure, his wrist. Of course, Michael is not at the same points equal all the time. He's improving. He's thinking. He's working better with his. King's move, but in 2011 in Arm Wars, when Devon proved Michael Todd, Devon was, in my eyes, much more overly physically stronger.
Yeah.
With better back pressure, with better hand control, and before watching and also watching those matches we've seen with Michael Todd, I would like to say that Devon needs improve in overall strength.
Yeah, I think the training that he did, he talked with Krasimir, and Krasimir told just to work on table. But if you're used to working with weights, you need that basically that big weight to feel that big weight that you're feeling strong. And I think he said in an interview that he didn't do that and he lacks that right now. But I think he will improve. I really want to see him go versus Janis, but we will get to that. So Devon, I think, is when we're looking just at the search in arm wrestling, everyone's searching about videos about Devon, and everyone is a fan of Devon basically because of his style of pulling. But he will have long matches that eventually he will win.
They are like top rollers, they are like hook pullers, and they are like those intellectual arm wrestlers or with really high table intelligence, and that's Devon Larratt.
And his arms are so long and he works them so well. He can get in different positions. Like at some points he will post really high. In Taras Ivakin he was really low in his tendon, and I think he's very interesting guy to watch, very entertaining, and what they're doing now with WL is making him bigger, because I think he's more entertaining than anyone else.
Yeah, it's great to watch him always.
Yeah, it's like the match versus Matt Maas. It was so much hype in that match that we just wanted to see it because of the hype, you know. And with
you have a match with John Brzenk?
With John Brzenk, I have a match with
it's here as well, yeah.
So I think it's a little bit more here.
No, it was before Michael Todd, so it's
before Michael Todd. This you're thinking Arm Wars, this one, old one. Yeah. So this was again. You were here. Yeah.
Not in this Arm Wars.
Not
in this one. Yeah. Here we can.
Oh wow. So we went a little bit out. So it starts here. Okay. So sorry guys, we're back.
With John Brzenk.
Yeah, it's gonna go from Supermatch versus John Brzenk. So John was like number one at that point. Yeah, basically.
Yeah,
close to that. And again, I think Devon, he's bringing so many surprises. At some point, it's like we know there's no chance he's gonna lose, and he loses. Like with Michael, I thought that Devon's gonna win. I thought it's gonna be a long match. It's gonna go 3-2, but eventually Devon will win. But it went the other way around. But here, again, I think no one expected this.
What's the big difference here in 2008 between Devon now? Here, his back pressure are really impressive.
He's holding on center. Yeah, he's not going over.
He's brachyradials. He's not opening an angle. He's really get strong
we
inside.
saw this with Matt Mask. He was like this.
Yeah.
He catched it already here.
Yeah.
Here it's
his hand, his back pressure. It's much different. And from really first match, you can see that Devon is in
total
full control.
Yeah. There's nothing that.
He could finish all 6-0 flash pins.
Yeah.
Maybe just of.
He was putting on some. Like, you can see it in his face. He put on a match just with John because he feels like John can do nothing. I think, and this is why I think everyone likes Devon, because of the way he can pull everyone. Like the match versus Andrei Pushkar. Again, no one thought that this is going to go the way it went, and he just found the point where you can stop him.
Yeah, it was 2012. And
it just went away.
Andre was big, to 120, 125 kilograms, and Devon was under 110, so he was about 107, 108, and then everyone felt sorry for him, and then even before fight was like, he will destroy you, like Andrei Pushkar will go just through this pain train, this crazy side pressure.
Yeah.
But
again, total control here. He goes inside, outside. Doesn't matter.
After
the first match, I think if he's not pulling Michael Todd, where if he stops him, it doesn't matter. Yeah, but everyone else, if he stops him, there's a less chance of Devon losing. That's like every time the match stops, it's Devon going up. His chances of winning. Because his endurance level is so high, and if we are like both more or less equal here, then they will start to fall, and he will start to raise.
After 30 seconds, after 1 minute, those strength levels are not same anymore. So I had some sparrings with Devon and
in Sweden.
In Sweden.
Right after.
And I usually don't get too much, don't lose energy so fast at workouts, at sparring, and I can sparring for long. But from a heavyweight,
he will stand all day on table. As you said, he doesn't get exhausted.
He does, but much slower than normal people.
Yeah. Because sometimes we will see like videos that like someone comes in and Devon spars with him, they beat Devon, and he's like 6 hours standing there already.
Yeah, but again, if we would ask you, there was a question about explosiveness and speed. Yeah. Like if we would watch like 10-point system explosiveness for Devon.
Yeah.
How much you would put?
Yeah. In
10-point system.
In 10-point system, but if we put him against the same level guy
against the heavyweight, normal heavyweights.
Against the heavyweight, like top guys. I think 6, 7 max.
I would even say less. His explosiveness, he's an average. He's in the middle, maybe. Maybe 5. He's not explosive.
Again,
not fast.
We have talked about these guys that train with weights are a little bit more explosive than guys that train a lot on table. Guys who train a lot of work on table, they are activating a little bit slower, but again, the endurance is higher than the guys that are training with weights. And you cannot get endurance training with weights, you can only get endurance with work on table. Because it's so complicated, things that are working together. So, what he lacks in speed, he gets in technique, and I think the power, and he can really activate everything. Yeah. So, I think Devon is... as I said so many times.
Okay, here.
Let's watch with
show a little bit with Oleg Zhokh. It was in 2013 in Las Vegas. In UA, Ultimate Arm Wrestling League. I was there as well. I was there, and I pulled in the same class as Oleg. It was 75 kilos or 165 pounds, and I had to pull against Oleg as well.
Yeah, but so, again, people are looking at this match. It's 5 years ago, and again, Zhokh is only getting stronger.
Yeah, and you have to give credit for Oleg. He pulled
four classes or
three or four weight, three classes I think.
He won John Brzenk.
Todd Hutchings. And he's under 165 pounds, under 75 kilos in this tournament. So and
he wasn't the level that he's now. Like it's 30% less, I think.
We don't say that Devon was in his best maybe. Who knows?
Of course, but I think it wouldn't be the same result right now. Just I think Zhokh has really gone the long road.
Yeah, and we could put against John Brzenk.
I think this is one of my, again, what the hell is going on here? So this is one of my favorite matches of all time. John is. Was 2000.
Yeah, there was John Brzenk, Devon Larratt, 2008, and John Brzenk, Devon Larratt.
It's gonna be next one.
Yeah.
So it's 2015.
2015 World Arm Wrestling League final. Yeah, I was as well in this World Arm Wrestling League final. I won. He's right-handed, 165, and the big difference here from John.
John holds the.
He is able to control. He's able to, of course, Devon is still in the match. He can hold in defensive position, but John are working on Devon's wrist. His back pressure is different.
I think John already understood that, like in straps, there's big chance that Devon can get like in this position where he's feeling comfortable and he can work you.
Yeah.
So.
No, John is smart and experienced, and when he felt that Devon is just working and waiting, so he will burn him out, and it's just the first round. You still have 2 rounds left.
And here, he was trying to go inside, but
that's what Devon did with John in 2008.
Yeah.
So now John is doing the same with Devon.
Yeah.
He's working on his wrist, on his hand, and. Strong back pressure, strong hand is what's really important in arm wrestling.
So
the difference from me, if I watch Devon Larratt 5, 7, 8 years ago, and now, that time Devon was much more offensive. He was able to attack. He was able to push through center, to get in a position with much better hand control, with better back pressure. Nowadays, Devon is still crazy strong, but he's much more defensive.
Yeah.
He's
already he's waiting for everyone to attack him so he can dry them out, but
he's catching.
But again, we saw him like competing in WL this year, and they expect of him to do these things. I think it's expected them to be long matches, even though there isn't like he could pin some guys like really fast, but they expect him to do these long matches. This is what bringing, I think, people to all of it. But again, so in my opinion, Devon, he's strong, but we will never understand like how strong he was, just because John came all the time. He went from Europe to USA. He competed everywhere. Like when we look at the people who has like say let's Tsiplenko and Devon has fought against. Like it's Andrei Pushkar and Michael Todd and no one else.
Yeah.
Those are the top guys, but again, there are a lot of different guys that are strong too. So he never we never saw like Tsiplenko versus Travis. Never.
It's never possible to compare someone with and especially times go.
Yeah.
It's even a few months, even one.
Because people are always like saying like Devon is greatest of all time, and he's right there with John. I think John wins just because John went everywhere and beat everyone. not on every day, but he went everywhere. Yeah. He was coming to Slotty tours, he was coming to A1.
What you would think about Devon's ability to win next WAF World Championship in Turkey, for example? In
Turkey, 110 kilos.
Yeah. In World Championship, can he do that?
I don't think he could beat Liepins, let's say. If just because of Liepins
with WAF
rules, it will be hard for him. If it's tournament system, I think he will not be ready for the guys, the power they're bringing.
For example, like Matushenko,
yes.
For example, if Krasimir Kostadinov in a class,
it's harder for him. If it's a super match format, then almost all
he
time
can beat any of them.
Yeah.
In a WAF.
In WAF, it's hard.
In a WAF,
yeah.
It's again question of rules. It's again.
And we're gonna look at rules a little bit later, but so. We will talk about this topic in big.
Yeah.
But
in a World Arm Wrestling Championship, Devon has been twice
and finished
both times third place.
Yeah.
Once I think it was 99 and 2000. He has been twice in the third place, which is still great. But we haven't seen him in the first place in World Arm Wrestling Federation in WAF Arm Wrestling Championship.
And I think like 110. For me, the heavyweight classes, they have 2-3 really strong athletes. Like lower classes like have 10 really strong athletes that are same level. So I think it would be even easier to win that class than, let's say, 75 kilo class. Like, you know how the level of competition, it's all the guys are same. Like everything is close to same, just depends on your technique and how you enforce it on table. But
with all that being said, if I will still speak about Devon, what's great about him, he's always improving. It's not about strength only. It's not about he's always thinking how to make his training better, how to work out better, how to improve on some things. I remember in 2006 when we were talking in Dubai, he was already that time thinking about different possibilities, how to train, how to work on some smaller muscles group, how to work on his grip. So he never stops.
Intelligence
it seems
not only on table, but in training and everything.
It seems like you are 20s or maybe longer time in arm wrestling, and you know everything, and you know how to prepare yourself for competition, but still every time you try to find something new. So
as soon as something's not working, you try and find like, why is it not working? How can I improve it? So,
that's why he is so good. He always tries to find new things, what could work for him, what could make him a better athlete, what would make him best in the world.
Yeah, but there's going to be a big match coming up, and Zloty Tour, Vendetta versus Janis. And it's interesting because year started for me, and we were talking, everyone was talking about this match at start. We didn't believe it's going to happen, you know. Things but at start I said like Devon, 100% Devon, just because he will find a way to stop him. But in WL, the rules and how he pulled, and he didn't look, even though it was right arm, he didn't look like he looked at these matches than what we looked before. And right now, if he can stop Janis, he will get some rounds. But
if he can stop, he will win. If he can stop, that's the question.
Yeah, because Janis' power, I don't think he ever pulled anyone that strong. And Janis is incredibly strong, I think, on table. Like who could manage the power of him? Chafee. Chafee, like really close to that. If he's serious about pulling, you can find matches where he pulled Andre with super matches. But again, they were super matches, they were friendly super matches, so I think he allowed them to get in some difficult positions. And we saw Andre is always trying to beat Janis. He's always trying to beat him, like really, and he can manage to do it only if someone else fights him, and like Dave in other rounds, and then he's exhausted and then he won't win. But I think Janis is going to be big and strong.
In first few matches, in the first match, I wouldn't put my money on Devon.
Yeah, but again, if he stops him
in later rounds, everything is possible. Everything.
We just need to see basically on table. We will see the power difference? Is it like 1% or is it 20%?
Yeah.
Because Janis will be big, strong, and we will see. We will talk about this match a little bit later. So
we will go to Poland to watch it live.
Of course.
Yeah, we will be in Poland.
Yeah, maybe get some interviews with some guys. Maybe we'll compete.
Yeah.
We'll see. But let's get some questions from comment section. So, who do you think has had the strongest top rope, like most impressive top rope? Without you, you cannot say yourself. Yeah.
At the moment.
Well, yeah, let's say at the moment.
At the moment, if it's left arm, it's Oleg Zhokh.
Oleg Zhokh.
Yeah. Left arm, Oleg Zhokh. It's those physical parameters are so huge that you can't stop it. With right arm, we haven't seen long, few months or even a few years, Hermes Gasparini.
Yeah, I love him. His arm is incredible. The style,
his
top
roll ability.
Yeah, the match he had with Michael Todd.
Yeah,
and he was coming from 90 kilos to super match with Michael Todd.
Yeah.
And it's Michael is going everywhere. So
Mike won that super match 3-2.
He won 3-2.
3-2. But what you have to remember watching this match, I think almost in Gasparini lost all fights on fouls, and Michael didn't pin him.
Yeah, maybe I don't remember that match, but
Gasparini lost on fouls, and similar when Michael Todd pulled Andrei Pushkar, Michael were never able to push through center.
Yeah,
Michael was all the time in defensive position. That was a big difference. Like Andrei Pushkar against Michael Todd. Michael Todd were all the time under table or with open arm, and Andrei Pushkar was all the time in this side of center. So he never were able to push through.
Yeah.
With Devon, the difference was already from beginning. Michael Todd was able to push through.
Through center. Yeah. He didn't have the center.
But if question again about best top rollers right now, with left arm I would put Oleg Zhokh, I would put Vitaly Liepins.
Yeah.
With right arm, same, Vitaly Liepins.
Yeah.
Hermes Gasparini, we haven't seen him for a while, but I really hope to see him back again.
Yeah.
If we talk about lightweights, Mindaugas
Terzites has really good top roll.
Engin Terzi, more side, but still I always as a top roll.
Yeah. So let's get this one. Janis, who did you learn most from in arm wrestling? So how did it all basically start? Training, like how do you guys start?
Yeah. Our sensei Modris Stalgevich.
He started arm wrestling in Latvia.
He didn't start, but he started seriously.
Seriously.
It was already before, but in middle 90s and end of 90s, he started to travel around with other Latvians, and he was my coach that time. He showed me basics in arm wrestling, show me what I should do on table, and he still help us with his experience and knowledge.
Yeah, he comes from time to time and just whoops us on training.
Yeah.
He
has really good eye to see your mistakes, because sometimes on table I'm pulling for long and you think you know everything, but you miss some small things, and
he comes and just says, and you fix it, and
then sometimes from side watch, like try this one, like really. Why
you're pulling with someone and you cannot gain like advantage in center or something. You just try this and it starts working.
Yeah, so small opinion from side is really good. And
so you started with Modris, and then you went to Latvian Academy of Sports Science. And basically started putting all things together.
It's me, it's Norman Thompsons, it's Žana Čingule, Raimonds Antonovic. We all have finished sport. You as well.
Yeah.
You as well.
So you were the pioneers of arm wrestling. You started looking like how muscles work, how training work, and started adding things together.
So with this knowledge from Modris and with overall knowledge about strength training, about anatomy, physiology, about biomechanics. We put all those things together to build some good, I believe, good training methods for arm wrestling.
Yeah, we know it works. We know it works. We've been doing this for years, so I think that's...
The result speaks.
Yeah, results speak for themselves.
Yeah.
So let's get into the topic of rules. So Ryan Bowen did a video where he talked about WL and WF rules, and Tsiplenko did a video where he talked about rules. Jan, you have pulled in both in WF and WL, and you've been champion everywhere. So let's get into the basic, what's the biggest difference from WAF to WAL rules?
First of all, if we talk about WAF, it's very strict. It's all positions, center, wrist positions, grip position. Referees will do everything to make no advantage for some athlete.
Yeah, so it will be more neutral, more in center for everyone.
Yeah. So if you are an athlete, there are less chance that someone will cheat on you.
Yeah.
In a wall, you have to fight for yourself.
Yeah. You had different where you expected that the referee is going to do his work and just go and what's happened.
Yeah, you can't name someone cheater, but that you have to fight for yourself. Yeah. And if you are not used for that, you are in trouble.
Yeah. And this is why the match, Devon and Michael, everyone is talking about, like Michael cheated, Michael this and Michael that. But again, referee didn't do anything to enforce the rules. They want to create big match, and they don't look how it looks together. And this is why I don't think everyone... You cannot put that match anywhere, like good match, great match, or it was a war.
It was a great war.
It was a great war, but it's not...
If it's for TV audience, if you want to bring attention to fight,
but again,
it's good. But there are starting a lot of questions.
Yeah, like why was his elbow off the pad for 20 seconds, things like that. So I like WF rules much more than WL rules. I think just because WL rules, as Jan said, you have to fight for everything you have, and you never know what the referee is going to do. It will, because you had, I think with Sam Harris, where basically he lifted his elbow up, he put it down, and you like watched the referee, and then he said like, what? And then he hit you in the side with all strength. And I don't think that was cool, just because like, if you lift your elbow up that high, then stop the match. Stop. It's
this running fall system. It's good and bad. Sometimes when it's really small elbow lift, running fall, we still want to see great match. We want to see how it will finish. It's sad when
it stops from falls.
But if some of arm wrestlers really get advantage with fall, that would stop.
I think if they create a rule, then it would be like just like quick, something really quick, lifts off, gets back on pad, and then we go, not like gets off the pad, it's running foul, and you stay there.
Yeah, for example,
but if they do this in arm wars, I think they're doing
same. Also running foul. Yeah. For example, in a wall, in a start, someone lifts up elbow, go front, and just jump inside the hook.
And sit there, wait.
And you still have to fight against him.
Yeah, you still have. If you give up, then
you can get tired after that. And that's how it's happening. And if you are smart, you just give up.
Yeah.
And opposite again, we saw it in a fight Devon against Michael against Mask. We saw it in Mike Solaris against.
When you pull elbow off the pad and stay there.
Just back position. Your elbow are 10 centimeters off the pad, and you stay here and wait while your opponent is holding you on your wrist, fingers, and hand. So. If there would
they need to have improvements, some improvements with this.
That would be quality of referee.
Yeah.
If there is really quality referee and he can see the difference between those falls.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah. That makes more sense than just like
small because fun, which is not giving you some.
Sometimes the WF rules are. It's like. You didn't know that you had
it's too strict again.
So, sometimes it's too strict, but
it's happening. I would like to say, it's happening like in a WAF, two athletes standing, they both hit. Referee stops the fight and said fall. And then both athletes just waiting. They even didn't notice that there is a foul. They watching who did the foul.
Yeah, like you did. No, I didn't.
Yeah, both like you foul. Okay, again hit, again foul. So
I think they should. Running fouls in a WAF would be a good thing, but referees need to understand where is the difference when someone is just like unintentionally doing something or just pulling their elbow completely off the pad, which is intentional doing.
Yeah.
And I think intentionals, if it happens one time, I think we could train referees to do it. I don't think it's that hard. But right now, people are talking like they're micro fouls. There are no micro fouls. There are just fouls. So, and if anyone says that WAF arm wrestling isn't entertainment, just in Zloty Tour they're doing WAF arm wrestling with cameras. So just look at the match that Michael Todd and Pushkar had. Before that was Bartosevic versus Tieto.
Tieto from Brazil,
and it was crazy match. It was good match, and everyone knows that there are elbows. You cannot lift your elbows. They're not lifting their elbows up, and again, I have seen this from going to refereeing in Norway. That we went there, and everyone they just had like a month ago VAL finals for their country to go in Europe finals. It was 2 years ago. And everyone was pulling with their elbows left, and they don't know what to do on table. And I think everyone who fights too much in WL, they get used to the rules, and it's really hard to go back to WF where there's strict rules. And like on first day of competition, we saw like so many just guys falling out, like big elbow lifts and everything, and they're doing this not intentionally. They just used to pulling WL, and I think good refereeing is part of every sport. So we cannot expect to go to Olympic Games if we have shitty refereeing.
True.
Yeah, we need to have at least some boundaries of rule. Maybe they should be a little bit looser, like we said. Like referee is knowledgeable enough to understand what is a big foul and what is a, like, let's say, micro foul.
But it's hard if you watch put cameras on elbow pads and you see that there is a foul. That's foul.
That's a foul.
So you have to be strict.
It's you're just like thinking about, let's say, arm wrestling is in Olympics and finals, and someone lifts their elbow up and referee doesn't react. It would be the biggest outrage because the countries want to, athletes need to gain their money from countries and things like that, and it would be big outrage. So I think WAF refereeing right now is the best way for arm wrestling. WL, I love how fast the setup is. You just come on table and you go. On WF, it's a little bit longer. We like to get into positions to test out the opponent.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Questions.
So Ray has joked about not doing bicep workout. Could you guys elaborate? I don't like training bicep, and we do. How much bicep do you train?
I do train. I do train.
Like this.
But also
1 or 2 exercises.
What we talked before, things are changing. We are changing. We are learning.
Yeah.
Maybe at some point we think that's not necessary.
Not necessary, but we're not.
After some time.
But we're not training like that much as I think a lot of guys are thinking. Arm wrestling is just bicep training. You know, like the understanding of arm wrestling is like this. So they're doing just this.
Is biceps stronger arm? Is a strongest arm flexor?
Arm flexor? No, elbow flexor group. So
elbow flexor.
Elbow flexor group.
Is he strongest?
Brachioradialis and
Brachialis and brachioradialis are the strongest elbow flexors. So biceps is
the position changes everything. Position changes everything. If you get used to this, then you do more of bicep workout, but.
It depends actually on your style.
Yeah,
it depends.
If you're pulling like this, then of course you need it.
If you're pulling, especially in the defensive hook, where you want to hold someone,
then you need to train.
You need your biceps.
You cannot not train it. But
if you are more offensive puller, you want to be here. It's still important, but not
But now
main
we're
mover.
doing some bicep training, but not a lot. Not like I have seen guys from Russia. They like most of their training consists of bicep training, big weights and this and that, and not all of them are pulling in that style. So I think it's they could do.
Are they wasting their time?
Not wasting their time, but they could do a lot better, I think. So
they would do something else as well. That would be better.
Yeah. Who do you think should fight for title with winner of Pushkar versus Simplenko? Dave. I think Dave deserves that. Like Pushkar and Dave, they will pull with right arm on Zloty tour. Pushkar and Simplenko. I think Dave. They already should have put Dave there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he gets so less attention just because he's a nice, quiet guy.
Who will pull against Dave Chaffee this year in Nemirov, in Zloty?
Krikvinya?
Gennady Krikvinya.
Gennady, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a mismatch, just like what we saw there on. But
we'll see. We'll see. Table will show, but I would like really would like to see Dave Chaffee against Janis or against Andrei Pushkar. Yeah. One of them.
Yeah,
would be great.
I think he's right now in world rankings. He's number 1. So, but again, they made this matchup a year ago, and I just we need to have these big tournaments where the big guys are coming for. If it's in Moldova, they're bringing money, so guys are it's not that expensive to go and win. So especially for guys that are coming from USA, like tickets cost a lot and everything else. So they can come and we can finally see these matchups happening. This is why it's really good that we have big tournaments like all the time right now. So in past we had A1 that went bankrupt basically, but now we have Zloty Tour, Moldova. Val is not doing any big tournaments now. They're doing just their style, like super match style. So we'll see. But I really want to see these guys in tournament. Like, yeah. But we don't see it a lot. So this is why we can discuss so many times like who is who, but we'll never see them pull.
Yeah. Do you guys like to squeeze opponent's hand with your fingers? That's at the start position.
Or your fingers.
Yeah, and we can already see that Shedis answers the question. Never squeeze, big mistake. That's true?
Again, I think on your style, depending on against who you're pulling against.
Yeah.
If you're a top roller pulling against the guy who fights in hook, that's a big mistake. You will get in. You will help him flexing. If you're let's say 2 hookers fighting in hook, I think the one who will squeeze can get a little bit of a better advantage in wrist. But again, if guys fighting in hook, you don't need to hold anyone.
It's really individual. There are athletes, world-class athletes who squeeze, who hold you really tight, and there are some who just relax. And say me, I don't like to squeeze too much before start.
Yeah, you will do the hit on go.
Yeah.
But Devon is saying that you don't need to hold anyone like at any point. Travis is saying completely different thing. You need to squeeze your arm into fist. So it's basically holding on to something.
What's worked for you?
Yeah, what's works for you. So there isn't one true. It's what's working for you. If you can get advantage on your opponent holding you, and you can. I think it's more for guys who fight in hook to not hold your opponent because fight on top roll. Because if you want to get in that hook, you need that activation a little bit of your arm or that space between. But again, depending on the style.
There is big difference again. If we pulling in a world arm wrestling in WAF, you can it's okay to start on loose fingers, on relaxed arm. In a world arm wrestling league, where everyone before starts already working, pulling,
if you're
pushing.
Not holding, you will get slip or
not slip. You will lose. You will lose most likely.
Hans knows better.
Yeah. So in a wall, you have to fight for your position already before start, mostly.
Yeah. So let's get one more question and we'll finish today. So. How important is the exercise wrist curling in arm wrestling and why? So just wrist training. Everything comes from wrist. It's like everything comes from the wrist. If your wrist is weak, it's really hard to get any fight versus anyone who has stronger arm or wrist versus you.
Yeah, we can divide it in part. If you look at hand, it's finger flexors, whole finger, and wrist. And if we talk about wrist, sure, it's important, and there are some genetically gifted guys who don't lose here, but most biggest part of people who are not.
Everyone will. You can build strength here really fast, but here. It takes time.
Your arm is as strong as your weakest link.
And if we talk about wrist, it's not just about wrist curls. It's all about it's still supination, pronation, everything here. It's if you're really strong here, it doesn't mean that anyone can pronate you or supinate you, get you in position where you don't want to be.
Yeah, for me, wrist curls are really important. There are arm wrestlers around and world-class arm wrestlers who are not doing wrist curls. I do. I love them. I do them regularly. At least once a week, sometimes more often. Different
exercises.
Yeah, different points of tension. Yeah, dumbbell, bar.
Yeah. And switch it up. Like Mindaugas, he said he doesn't do anything for his wrist.
Yeah.
And he doesn't. We have saw like match versus Christoph, where Christoph was in basically King's move. He lost his wrist and he still won. But mostly we don't see him losing his wrist.
Yeah.
He doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Again, that's genetics. That's a way of pulling. And but again, if you have weak wrists, you need to work on them. It's you will have better results in arm wrestling if you work on your wrists, I think. Yeah. So guys, let's wrap this up. Thank you for watching.
Thank you for attention.
Yeah, we will do next one on Thursday again next week, and then we will leave for World Championships and maybe do a live stream from there. So if you have chance to, if you want to ask some questions or have some topics that you want us to talk about, please, in description there's an email or leave a comment under this video. So thank you for watching. Stay strong and love arm wrestling.
Good night.